So they had no black notes, and everybody got used to doing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Excuse me, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Playing 3-note chords. Until this German guy by the name of Guido of Zero starts it off, goes do, re, mi. And fa does not sound right. It's harsh. He discovers there's got to be a note between A and B, found the note B flat in the year 1025. Now, to complicate the story, Guido, who finds B flat, calls his brand new note B and renames B H. 1,000 years later, the Germans still call B H, they still call B flat B. So Guido finds a brand new note. No room for the note on the music staff. They would take the line, they would put the note there, and they would put a small B, meaning B flat, next to that note. That small B eventually became the flat symbol. Later on, if somebody wanted, or when he wanted to use B natural, that he calls H, they would put the note on the B line, they would put an H next to it, and that H eventually became the natural sign. So I know for sure Guido finds B flat in the year 1025. On to the next note. So we've got just our natural notes. So a German guy by the name of Guido of Zero, finds B flat. The next note found, somebody starts a G and goes doing our Mixolydian, going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and T sounds weak there. G, A, B, C, D, E. They discover there's got to be a note between F and G, and they find F sharp, and they called that brand new note F sharpened. I don't know who, when. I'm estimating it may have been found around the year 1100, but I don't know. I haven't found anybody who can tell me. So, again, we have another new note, and no room for it on the music staff, so it's F sharp here. So what they would do is they would put a note on the F line, and then they would put a hashtag right next to it. Oh, wait a minute. A pound sign? Play tic-tac-toe with it for a while? So if our sheet music has one sharp here, we can put this arrow towards that one sharp, tells us in the key of G, and our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And then starting at B flat that Guido had found, and going do, re, mi, you get to E here in E, so it's starting at B flat. That doesn't sound, that sounds too high. They discover there's got to be a note between D and E. They find another note. They cut chunks out between the A's and B's. Every time they found new notes, they just added them to the pipe organ. And so we got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So now we have these two flats. So our sheet music with the two flats tells us we're in the key of B flat. So we're putting our arrow towards the two flats, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. And it tells us which chords are the majors, which ones are the minors. So they find the F sharp, and if you start at D and go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, C here sounds weak. They sharpened C, put another note on the pipe organ. So now we have a key with two sharps. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. So we got two sharps here. Point this arrow to the two sharps there. We're in the key of D. D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished. So now we have a C sharp and an F sharp. And if you start at A and do the same thing. Going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. We get to G, and they discover there's got to be a note between G and A. They discover G sharp. So we got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So now we have a key with 3 sharps. It starts out with what we call the church modes, with just the lines and the spaces for our natural notes on the piano. The order the black notes were found in was B flat, then F sharp, then E flat, then C sharp, and then G sharp. It took 425 years to find these 3 sharps, those 2 flats. What we have is our modern.
425 years.
Yes. But then, now we're playing with a full deck. And then, what should I say? Is, how's it tell? What's one of those sayings? Too much information, maybe, TMI. So now, a little bit later, they find G sharp, but as a sharp, but then in another key, it got flat, and now we have a black note with 2 different names. And as time went on, it took another 300 years for musicians to figure out that sharps are flats and flats are sharps. In other words, some notes that were found by flattening them, and other keys, the note was found as a sharp, sometimes centuries after the first name. And then some notes that were found as sharps initially, later on, again, many years, decades, centuries maybe, find as black notes. So we go from around the year 1000 to around 1450 with the 5 black notes, to the 1750s, and now we have all these sharps, all of these flats. All the sharps, all of the flats, overwhelmed and complicated the original system.
Amazing.
So